Hello and welcome to the Dream Receiver Show. We have our regular guest back today, Svetlana, and we are just here to discuss some of the great travel that's coming up for the summer. And I had quite a few questions because it's not only my mother's 80th birthday, it's my other sister's 70th, and my other sister is turning 50. Wow. So they all got their big birthdays, and we're kind of looking for a way to celebrate that. And I'm sure many people have birthday celebrations and different things that they want to do, and I'd really like to take my mom somewhere, being this is a big birthday. So what are some of your suggestions for three ladies in this?
Yep. Thank you, Diane, for inviting me again to your show. And hello, everyone. And great question, really great question. When somebody asks me about celebration or family reunion or going on vacation, I always ask some questions to clarify what is in your mind. It's very important for me, first of all, how ideal vacation looks for you, what kind of celebration, what kind of budget, how many days you have, 5 days, 7 days, month, how many people you would like to invite, how many people will go, then would you prefer sightseeing, or would you prefer lying on the beach, or you prefer some kind of combination? Or maybe you're a business person and you're looking to celebrate all your family or celebration, or even your mom's birthday somewhere in the trip where you can combine some kind of your business and then a little bit. It's a lot of questions. And in your case, for example, if it's your mom and your sister, would you like to celebrate it in one celebration, or would you like to go on one vacation and then another vacation and then another vacation? Like how do you see that?
Yeah, see, my sister, she is, or my younger sister, she is in, I think, Cabo San Lucas with her husband right now.
But she lives in Vancouver?
She lives in Calgary.
Okay, great.
In Calgary. And so my mom and I are going there for her birthday celebration. They're going to have a big catering thing and all of that.
Oh, so nice.
So that's happening. And then my older sister, she is going with her husband to Long Beach, something like that, in middle of April. So doing that. And then I thought, okay, so how do we combine this for the three of us, or four of us. Yeah. How do we combine all of that? And we are all kind of different. So my mom can't stand the heat, but she loves to gamble. She likes to do that kind of stuff. So my sisters both like the beach.
Interesting.
So if it's to cater towards my mom, I guess it could be a combination. Somebody told me something about a cruise combo with Vegas.
Yep.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah,
how can that be when you can't take a boat?
But actually, a lot of cruise ships have casinos, all this stuff, and it's so fancy. And some of them has the big places with all these casinos. That's why maybe even you don't need Las Vegas. Maybe you just go and take Caribbean cruise, or maybe you go near the Mexico, or maybe it's just and also regarding cruises, you need to decide what kind of ship, what kind of level, because cruises are so different as well. Some of them kind of 3+, 4-star, some of them 5-star, and some of them are really, really luxury, where everyone knows your name and serve you everything, and 24-hour service, and of course it's much pricey, but you get what you pay for. And in your situation, it will be really nice if we can sit down with your mom and we can discuss like what she loves, what she doesn't like. And also if your sister like beach, maybe Caribbean cruise would be some of the options that you can consider, because one day stay at different islands, and for example Aruba or like St. Lucia or some other islands where they can spend all the day on the beach. And for example your mom can be in casino like in the evenings, and you can do both, or you can entertainments are awesome, food is really great. Actually some cruises are really attractive.
So where do they mostly leave from?
A lot of Caribbean cruises leave from Miami or Fort Lauderdale, and usually it's like 1 week. And a lot of clients would prefer to come to Miami a little bit before, like 2 days, 3 days before, and maybe leave even a little bit like later. If you, for example, have time like 2 weeks, it's really great to consider some other stuff in Miami or Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, so where are the ships going that are in Vancouver here? The big cruises, where do they go?
Okay, that's really good question too, because every summer we have cruises to Alaska, and so popular right now. Sometimes in June, July, completely till end of September, everything sold out. Like 5 years, 7 years ago, it wasn't so like it was popular, but not so popular like right now. It's just like from people from around the world would like to come to Vancouver, or cruises goes from Seattle as well, and to see these beautiful glaciers, and to experience Alaska and Klondike and all this interesting thing, and wildlife as well. Yeah, and every May we have cruises coming from different kind of locations, and that's why we have relocation cruises only one way. For example, people fly to Los Angeles or San Francisco and go to Vancouver, like 3-day or 5-day cruises, and they have to fly only one way. Or end of September, like the same story, it's relocation cruises again, and from Vancouver cruises come back to Hawaii or to San Francisco, San Diego or Miami, and it's really nice relocation cruises as well, and it's really great combination. And again, flight you have to take only from San Francisco to Vancouver, and that's it, and departure from Vancouver. And also it's really interesting about Alaska cruises, because it's some cruises round trips and some cruises only one way, and then people take all these Alaska adventures because they love to be in the wild. They would like to experience something really kind of unique. And a lot of cruises do one way, then people stay in Alaska, and then they can take one way back, or they can just fly. It's like different kind of options. And if you really would like to, it's summertime, it's June, July, August, September, and if your mom decided, okay, I don't want to fly to Miami, I would like to depart from Vancouver, in this case you and your sisters will go from Vancouver to Alaska, and on the ship it's different kind of pools and jacuzzis, and even they are not directly on the beach, but they can be on the beach on the cruise, and they can have suntan, and they can have wine and cocktail. It's really nice experience.
Oh, that sounds really. I've never been on a cruise before, so that would be an amazing adventure, and even maybe bringing the guys along too.
Oh, for sure, 100%, because it's more fun. Yeah, of course. They're kind of like family getting together.
Yes. So there's lots for the guys. They like to hang out at the hot tubs and hang out with the guys.
Sort of stuff to do for guys as well.
Yeah. So you mentioned something about casinos on there, or do those particular ships have the casinos on them as well? Oh, they do. Oh, wow.
Because like what cruise lines do, they show travel agents cruise ships, and for example, Holland America really like good with that. Usually 2-3 times per summer, they allow us to go on the ship. And they show us like what kind of staterooms they have, what kind of restaurants, what kind of casinos, like how it looks like, and it's really interesting. It's helping us to sell their product.
That must be comforting when you can do that, because I remember when we had just even booked in LA, we were staying in this beautiful, gorgeous room for the same price, and then we got moved to another room.
Another hotel.
Yeah, and I remember you saying, "Oh my goodness, like this is what sometimes being a travel agent, it's like kind of a little bit challenging."
Oh yeah, you actually need to be able to see as many inspections as you can, and that's why we go to Mexico. We go to different kind of places in Europe, and like Cuba, Jamaica, Dominican, and what they do for us, like all wholesalers and suppliers are so helpful, and tourism boards are so helpful as well, because for one day they bring us to 4 or 5 different resorts, and they show us like all this like spas, rooms, restaurants, and we make notes that we take pictures, and we have some tricks because right now, like if you visit like 5 resorts per day, you're kind of mixing up in your head. That's why you make pictures like name of the resort, and then name of reception, and then all these pictures. And then you remember, and then you go to different resorts, you get like name of the resorts, name of the reception, and it's like different type of stuff we do, but it helps us us a lot, because your own experience, your own feeling of the resort helps you to ask a lot of questions from clients and figure out, okay, this resort will work for you, but this one maybe don't. And this one is really good with kids, because like this resort has kindergarten that you can leave your child, even if it's like 2 years old or 1 year old, you can still leave for a couple hours for additional fee. But some resorts really sticks only for from 4 years old to 11 or to 12. And who has like 2 years old, they're like, oh, can you suggest like some resorts that we can leave our baby for like couple hours, or maybe just for 1 hour. And all the knowledge is really useful.
Right. Back to again places that are not so good, and that's kind of a sad part, but I had just heard on the news a travel agent was on there quite upset. What had happened was they went out on the cruise and they decided to renovate and start drilling and sanding and all this varathane smell and everything going up into the air of the rooms. I don't know if you heard about that or not, but that there's a lot of people upset, and the travel agent came on there and said that's just wrong, and then they didn't refund the money. They just said, oh, on your next cruise we'll give you 25% off. So you must run into these types of things, and then
or sometimes
what do you do?
Sometimes hotels renovated as well, and they're kind enough to tell us that renovations in our property, that's why we are like 10% less our prices, etc., etc. But still. Well,
then at least you know what to expect. But these people didn't even have it at the beginning. So the people get like, what can you do? You can't even leave because it's that type of thing. So I guess you would just not recommend them again.
Yeah. First of all, if when we make reservations, usually we are aware. We have special resources where we can see some additional information, and all suppliers and wholesalers give us some kind of notes, and it just sometimes people new in industry, or sometimes people don't pay maybe enough attention, and even if like people with big heart, But even if you have like great heart for your clients, if you not experienced enough, sometimes you can miss something. Life is life, people are people. As long as as long as situation resolved properly, maybe it's but 25% sometimes it's not enough. I understand, because people
And on the next one, not on this one. On the next one.
And sometimes people save this money for 5 years, for 10 years. For some people it's lifetime vacation. That's why it's really important that you book through person who already in this business like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and knows that they're doing. Pay attention to all small details.
So have you ever had anybody come to you, oh my gosh, why didn't I go through you because this happened
a
or
lot.
that happened?
Right now with internet, a lot. Some people was my clients before, but because of internet it's so easy. Sometimes they even like call me and it's like, we need insurance, we booked our vacation at 1 in the morning, we really didn't want to bother you, but it was so good. It says only 2 seats available, we wasn't able to resist it, but we need we need insurance anyway, and next time we come to you anyway, and I'm like, okay. And some people book airline tickets, and their credit card charge 200 more, and they call to agency, and agency said it's KLM. KLM said no, you book through agency, it's agency, but they book through internet. They didn't deal with agent, kind of, even if it's agency, of course, somewhere in Miami or Toronto or Florida, like Fort Lauderdale somewhere, but they book on New York.
Well, that happened to me. Just booking to go to Calgary for my sister's birthday, and I called you. It was late, and there were exactly the type thing.
You don't want to bother me at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, and then I Googled the company that it said it was, and it said all these lists of people that said that they got to the airport and there was no seat for them. And you know what? I say, just go to bed, call her in the morning, because it's not worth having those problems, and then having somebody to stand behind you if something does go wrong when you're away.
But right now, I really, with airline tickets, I really recommend people to check in online 24 hours before departure. Because sometimes, it's not often, but sometimes the airlines sell a little bit more seats. Just because, it's no show or some cancellations occur. And sometimes it's like 2, 3, 5 people just out of seats. And they ask them to take next one, and somebody really in a hurry. And if you didn't make online check-in 24 hours before departure, or at least 12 hours before departure, you can be out of seat. And it's that's if you go Calgary, and if really something important, you better go online and check in online.
So what about just booking your seat when it says pay extra and you can book it now? Is that worth it?
It's if you really care about your seat and you really prefer only aisle. A lot of people love aisle because it's a little bit more extra leg room, and you can go to washroom, and you can stand out and stand up and just walk a little bit. And a lot of people, sometimes plain no aisles and a lot of windows. Sometimes it's kind of a situation that almost the whole airplane is full, booked, and at the airport you cannot change your seat. And if you really need aisle, and at the airport 3 hours or 2 hours before departure you don't have this chance to switch the seats, it's worth $20 or $30 or $70 or $100 even. Sometimes it's worth to book.
Okay, one last question is, so would I be more likely though to not get bumped my seat if I am to take it and get it assigned?
Oh, it's 100%.
Right.
If you pay for the seat, it's it's done deal. Yeah.
Okay. So great tips. Thank you so much. It's exciting that we're getting into the the sunny season soon.
Yes, it's
and
so beautiful.
seeing all the daffodils and tulips coming up. Super excited. Thank you so much for being on the show again.
Oh, thank you, Diane. It's my pleasure.
Yes, it's wonderful.
And
And
also-
they can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Just make sure again that.
Oh, it's wellbeingsuccess.com. And phone number just in case 604-454-9944. But I usually like really good with answering, like even if I don't get on phone, I'm busy, I'm answering at the same day.
Of course, yes. Yes, she's very.
And cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For tuning in, and we will be back next time, next week.
Yes.
And thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe, and we will see you next time.